I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. I want to look at the spirit of Esau, the African, and then poverty. Um, Esau was a twin with Jacob. They were in the womb. Remember, Isaac had contention for the wells of Abraham, and he kept moving until King Abimelech came to make peace with him when they saw the prosperity that God bestowed on him. Prosperity gospel, nothing is wrong with it. It's just that we should not overemphasize it. It should be as a result of our good relationship with God, not necessarily because of how much we give and all that. And so Jacob was a contentious fetus. Inside the womb, his spirit of fighting, contending for space, contending for leadership, contending for occupancy was already there. And Esau was just, as a senior son, was just passive, just passive. It's good to live in peace. It's good to be gentle. But for me, there are boundaries you don't cross. You don't treat me like trash. You don't take me for granted. You know, I'll back at you and bite you if need be. Even on this platform, you come here and think that you have an entitlement mentality over me because you are watching I will holler you, quack you. I don't care. I don't give a damn. Bust you. I don't care. So Jacob that's a spirit, the spirit of Esau. Africa has it. Just anything they tell us, they take our oil, they fly our gas, our leaders, they go to United Nations meeting, they sleep during the conferences, either from they don't plan their lives well, they just fly there with large entourage and start sleeping during the meeting, they just sign anything like that. If you are like that, you will be poor. People will take you for granted. People will misuse you. People will treat you like trash and you can't get cash. If you treat me like trash, when you need me next, you pay cash. Africans must therefore develop themselves to be people of value and productivity, resourcefulness that people will need to patronize them. That's one. Passivity. Number two, lack of value for things. Esau came from hunting and he was hungry. And for just a meal of is it porridge or pottage, he sold his birthright to, to Jacob. Esau sold his birthright to Jacob for just a meal. That's how we are. For peanuts, we'll sell our votes and then we'll start complaining. Then our children will die during stampede for food, and then they go and queue in front of the president's house. You go and you accuse governor and all that. We sell our votes. Somebody drove a car to the polling station in Benin City, collected 20 naira and sold his vote and drove away. Esau. Esau. We are ready to take peanuts, bribes, and sell our community rights, sell the rights of the government. There are lawyers that go to defend Nigerian government and collaborate with foreign companies to pass judgment against Nigeria because of peanuts. Peanuts. That's the spirit of Esau. You can negotiate the future, sell the contract that is supposed to do a road to your community, sell the contract that is supposed to build a hospital in your community, The person will build rubbish, you collect peanuts. Esau. You be Esau. You be Esau. You young girl, you open your legs, sleep with old men all over the place. No value for yourself. The spirit of Esau. You come to TikTok, you shake your bum bum, shake your breast, you misbehave, act stupid, derogatory plays. It's as if all that African women, many of these our young girls have to show on TikTok and YouTube is buttocks. I'm a piano. Esau, Esau. You are Esau. Your children will see your stupidity in future. Esau. That inability to have value for who you are. Firstborn. Africa is the firstborn. Is the firstborn of the world. You are just treat, sell your rights, sell your brothers into slavery. Till today, you sell the pride of your community of welcoming strangers by going to collect dirty sums of money from people who want to build, who want to do whatever. You can't go to the homes of those people. They can't help you in future after you have collected peanuts. When they want to do roads in the Niger Delta, people will go and tie red cloth on trees. They will even go and mold a house to DPC level that it is their shrine and all that to collect peanuts from companies. You be Esau, Esau. A married woman going to sleep with another man because of money. You are Esau. Young boy sleeping with your mother's age mate because of money that they are gigolo. You are Esau, Ibo Esau, Onye Zuzu, Esau. And Yoruba were Esau, poo. Lack of value for yourself. I know some children, they sold their father's grave where they buried their father to a petrol station owner. Sold it, they didn't even excavate their father. Went there with a plantain leaf and flogged the grave 7 times. Carried the plantain leaf, went to bury in another plot. So people drive over their father's grave. Means nothing really, but they died foolishly. After a few months, they died. Esau, where we saw Mumu. That's the way Africans are. Sell our minerals, platinum, gold, diamond, the one that the king of England wears now, the heart of Africa. Mumu dug it out, no value. I will do a video. Him whom the Lord has bestowed honor on and does not know it is like a beast that perishes. When God has given you honor and you don't have value for it, you're like a beast. We flare gas all over this area. We don't have electricity. That gas could be converted to electricity. We don't have. Esau, Mumu. Then the next thing is that Esau did not have delayed gratification. He could have held his hunger, prepared a meal, but after all, his clothes were in his mother's house at 40. Dirty, lazy man. His clothes were in his mother's house. That's where the mother took the clothes from to sell his birthright. You know, many of his clothes were in his mother's house. Think of that. Are you in charge of your life? Are you in charge of your resources? Do we manage our resources? Or we can't manage them, so we leave them in the hands of our mothers, the colonial masters. We steal money and leave them in Switzerland. We steal money, leave them in Liechtenstein. Steal money, leave them in Panama. Steal money, we go and buy houses. Even me talking, our children are in the hands of those who colonized us, who partitioned us. Somebody wanted to build a house, gave the money to somebody, and they built rubbish for him. Spirit of Esau. Esau does not have the ability to preserve things. He could have had some dried meat at home. He should have not had finished his last meal. Should have had reserve meal. My boys, they know me, those who work with me. On Christmas Day or one of the days, my lawyer sat with me and he saw me eating. He said that he was happy to see me eating that much. If I eat, I must reserve. They gave me one kind of meat that I won't call the name here so that you people won't call me a crazy fellow. At Swiss Spirit Hotel, I kept my share. Gave Abraham his share, kept my share. It was after many days or weeks that I ate my shares in the freezer. So, the ability to keep some. Ruth ate and kept some. I've shared with you that it's the little things I preserved while traveling to preach that my family lived on. It's the monies they gave to me while preaching that I preserved to build these businesses. So you don't have reserve. Esau had no reserve. Nigeria will just come. Our foreign reserve is now $34 billion. That's what one musician, one person in the United States has. One person, one businessman. You are boasting with your total foreign reserve that is comparable to one man's wealth. Why? You squander. You buy Rolls Royce. You buy limousines. You squander. You buy old houses in overseas with your wealth. Buy obsolete ammunitions. Esau. No value, no delayed gratification, no ability to preserve. He ate his meat raw, just cooked fresh. The next thing is that Esau lacked foresight. Didn't think far. Any person that is only living for the immediate, the average Nigerian, the office you are occupying, the position you are occupying, where you are working, you don't think far. You are not futuristic. All those pastors that were inviting me to come and speak, they thought that I was not wise. I was thinking far. And I remember telling my wife yesterday that she used to tell me, let us plan, save, and invest in such a way that if these people do not call us again to preach, we can have something to fall back on. And that when they come to where we come from, they will know too that we are serious-minded persons. Let me tell you one thing. People always like you cheap. They like you cheap. They like you over-available. They like you readily available. They like you humble or timid. Excuse me, like you timid. Dr. Apoki, we have a program. Can you? Yeah, I'm there. I'll be there. I'm so busy doing what I'm doing that most times I don't on my phone on time. I put it such a way that I don't want calls to disturb me at this age. I was thinking of today where I won't need to fast before God will bless me. Where I won't need to fast before I get money. I planned into the future. The developed world where we go to, they think futuristically, they think far. But our own, share the oil money, do this, sell the diamond, sell the gold, sell the platinum, sign stupid contracts, waste resources. That brings me to the second half of this message. Big mansions are a liability after some time, a burden. The African like grandiosity, big mansions in the village. I subscribed to a YouTube channel from Liberia, and I was watching the videos of this young man, Samuel Doe's palace, Charles Taylor's palace, I think Tolbert's palace, Tubman's palace. Did I see Yomi Johnson's big houses overgrown with weeds, abandoned? Nobody is in them, only reptiles. The African mind, immediate consumption, steal money, build one big palace. Same thing. Let me conclude that palace. When I went to Romania, I saw palaces preserved. The Teles Palace in Romania, outside Bucharest. What's the name of this place? I'll remember it. Took a train there. We paid 150,000 naira to go around it. The beds, the tables, everything preserved. We don't preserve anything as we have post-agricultural waste, lot of wastages. We don't preserve things. Palaces destroyed. We don't even preserve family history. The pictures of our grandfathers, they don't narrate their stories. We don't write down. We don't narrate our experiences. Once an African dies, everything about him destroys. Businesses go down. Spirit of Esau. We could turn Mobutu Sese Seku's palace, Idi Amin's palace, all those places decaying around Africa, what they used our money, stolen money, to build, brought Jewish contractors in Idi Amin's own, several places built, some of them died in exile. They are wasting. The next generation cannot even preserve them, even if it was a painful history. We could preserve them to teach the next generation not to be like them, but people can tour them. We can turn them to guest houses, to revenue generating things for these countries. But no, all these big mansions you are building, your children will not live in them. They won't want to come to the village. I see some that they show in Igbo land. Oh, this man, billionaire, this. Nobody is there. Wastes. Just a burden to repaint, to renovate. They're not even turning them to something productive. Could be a library. You can turn some to hospitals. You can turn some of them to institutions. They're just there wasting away the spirit of Esau. A lot of the things we are using to intimidate each other today, they are going to be expired and useless and become a burden to our children in the next generation. Next generation. Sometimes I sit down and think all these ones I am doing, if not they are institutions that can run on their own without my wife and I, will these children even come back? I don't know. Will they manage them? I don't know. Why don't we invest in things, institutions, businesses that can continue without us? Bring others to own shares in them, institutionalize them so that our legacies can continue beyond us. As you enter the new year, think in this direction. Do you know that your big house in the village is not accepted as a collateral by a bank. It's not, because it's of no value. Tell me, that big house in your village, excepting your village has become urbanized, most times banks don't accept village homes, country homes as collaterals because it is of no value. And we steal government money, spend so much energy accumulating liabilities that our children will not be able to maintain. Kill this spirit of Esau. Be like Jacob is the nation of Israel today. They contend for territory. They preserve their history. They are aggressive. They are productive. They are analytical. I've been watching a series on the Yom Kippur War, the Six-Day War, how Israel was able to contend with several African nations, contrary to expectation. You will tell me that America is supporting them. We've been also be receiving aid from all over the world. If the British plan of putting Israel in the Sahara Desert had taken place, they would have turned it to a mighty nation. I'm Dr. Charles Apoki. I have a webinar coming up on the 10th and on the 11th of January, hitting the ground running financially 2025. Send a message to +234 80 21 21 92 62. God bless you.